course. We greatly appreciate it.
Of course.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for grabbing us.
All right. Like to start, if you guys could first introduce yourselves and then one random fact about yourself.
I am Bradley Damsgaard, and I play guitar and banjo.
I'm Ben Frith. I play drums. And that's just about anything I can do.
And a random weird fact?
You're good at cracking
weird
jokes.
fact.
Weird facts?
Weird
Yeah.
facts. I'm gonna let you handle your own. I don't know if it's dangerous.
Well, I'll get back to you on that one. I'll think of it. Weird
I should probably also get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
I love Pee Wee Herman. I love peanut butter. How about that? Those are weird ones.
And I love submarine movies.
There we go.
That's pretty strange.
Awesome. What about the movie Submarine?
What's that?
The actual movie Submarine.
Which one's that?
What the?
Submarine. What is it? Like?
It's an older one.
Yeah, I know. With
Yellow Submarine, I think it's called.
Oh, Yellow Submarine. Oh, I know that one. Totally. Beatles movie. Love that. You know what's cool about that one though? A lot of people don't know this. The Beatles don't. They're not. Their voices aren't theirs because when they did the movie, their voices were too similar and they couldn't tell them apart. So they had to hire voice actors to sound like them, but slightly different. It's really weird.
And that's an awesome
That's
weird
a
random
fact.
That's a serious fact.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Who are your musical influences?
For me, I would say it's the old bluesmen. It's Muddy Waters, it's John Lee Hooker, it's Lightning Hopkins, it's Mississippi Fred McDowell, and also more recently I think the Black Rose is big for me. Led Zeppelin I think is big for us.
Yeah.
There's a lot that we pull from, but it's usually the harder hitting blues and rockers that we pull from for influences. Yeah,
Wide range for sure.
Very cool. Very cool. How did the band come to be and form together?
What's that, sorry?
How did the band come to be and form together?
This might be a better one for you.
Well, we met. We're the only two original members of the band, actually. We met a couple, 3 years ago, I think, around there.
At least 3 years, yeah.
So the band's been together for 2.5. We played in another band together, and that's how we got to know each other. And then I was leaving a band at the time, and asked Ben to drum in my new band. And yeah, that's pretty much how that started.
Pretty much, yeah. And then we went through a rotating cast of everybody else.
Yeah, but it's good now. We've got a good lineup together. It's working.
That's cool. And where does the actual name Bleeding Horse Express come from?
Oh, that question. Well, I think, for me, it's about a duality. It's about vulnerability and strength. So bleeding is the vulnerable part. Horses are strong to me. Traditionally, horsepower. I like muscle cars. So that's kind of a good image for me. And I also love trains. So the whole thing kind of comes in together as a train. That's what the band name means. It's supposed to be a train line. So Bleeding Horse Express is something that's always moving forward, but it has those elements within it. So it has vulnerability, it has strength, but you're always moving forward in your life. And that's what I feel the band is doing, and hopefully we get to keep doing that and keep going down those tracks. Not just south.
Not just south, no.
Just everywhere. Yeah.
How would you describe your sound to someone who's never heard it before?
I think it's a marriage between blues and big band. There's country in there. The banjo is a big part of our sound. But it's very diverse. There's enough in there for everyone to find something that they can appreciate and enjoy.
Like if I was forced to categorize it, say maybe Southern blues rock, something like that. There's a good broad spectrum of what we do, but we do a lot outside of that as well. That's if you had to just kind of pick one, I think that's a good category.
And how does the overall writing process work for you guys? Because I know some bands, like, this person will write something, then this person will come in and add something, or, they kind of mix it up, or some bands will just kind of jam and whatever comes out.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different ways. It's not really one way for us. I write most of the songs, and I bring them to Ben, and we will sit there and jam them out and figure out the parts, and then people will come in with their instruments and their voices. Tisa is more and more involved in songwriting these days. And it just, yeah, once we bring it to the group, everyone has their own input into the songs, and then they eventually become what they are. Yeah. One second.
No worries.
So yeah, it's a process that involves everyone in the end. Absolutely.
If you guys could collaborate and work with any artists, who would you pick?
That's so hard. That is.
I think. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. Neil Young would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. Neil Young, Tom Waits, something like that.
Tom Waits, definitely.
I got to meet Tom Waits. That's a long story, though. We'll get into that one. That was one of the coolest things to ever happen. Just saying. Yeah, Neil Young, though. That
He's a
Sadie's
hero.
got to work with.
If you guys could play at your dream venue, what would that be? Or where would it be, too?
I think it'd be the Fillmore West.
Fillmore West, San
Which we were
Francisco,
supposed to
which-
play on this tour, but apparently we're not anymore, which is really unfortunate.
That was
But
that
that-
was definitely my number one, hands down. No questions asked.
Yeah.
That was
But
it.
we've played some great venues on this tour.
Yeah, no, it's been
Places that I never even imagined we'd get a chance to play. So that's been great.
I think one of the highlights from you was House of Blues New Orleans. That was a cool.
Yeah.
You know, we got to play all these other House of Blues, but that one was really cool. That was a really cool place to play.
New Orleans.
Definitely a highlight. Yeah, that city's amazing. Now, you know, whenever you hear from other people saying, "Oh, you know, I don't know about that," it's amazing. Hands down, one of my favorite places.
Awesome. Wonderful to hear. Good to hear. What's the best part about meeting your fans from each city? Because there's obviously a wide variety and different.
Well, being our first tour, I mean, we're playing to people who've never heard of us before, and to come off stage and talk to people who really appreciate the music, only having just heard us live. That's to me that's what it's really about. Because music is at its finest when performed live. I think you feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, 100 Monkeys, they have their fan base already, so, you know, they sell their stuff. But when we sell a CD, it's like, you know what, we actually got through to somebody, they liked it, they want to hear it again, and we get feedback from there, and further and further and further. You know, people are messaging us now saying, "Oh, you know, we've had your CD on repeat for like 3 days now." I'm like, wow, that
In the car.
that's a little crazy, but that's awesome. I'm glad you liked it. You know, it's you know, we genuinely feel like we're getting through to people. So it's you know, as long as people like it, we're happy.
Is there a big difference, and you notice in the fan base and stuff like that, from playing here in the States versus back home?
I think we're much better received in the States.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, I mean, Vancouver, the kind of music we play isn't the most popular, so it's hard for us to play in our hometown. But everywhere on this tour, I mean, it's been amazing for us. I wish it was that way in Vancouver, and maybe it will be someday.
We'll see about the time.
Yeah, when we get back, we were playing on the 19th of August, and then we leave again, which is kind of strange to go home and then leave to go back on tour.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird scene there. I mean, you know, there's lots of great things happening. Don't get me wrong, but you know, it's a different crowd in Vancouver for sure than other cities. You know, I know lots of people that come through Vancouver to play, and they're like, you know, "It's weird. You know, we sold like 5 tickets, and then the day of the show we sold out." You know, it's kind of it's a different crowd for sure. We'll see what happens.
We'll break through.
Yeah.
We will get to all of them. That's our goal.
All right, one last question. Besides your guys' own, because it's totally amazing, if you could recommend to the people viewing this a really good album or artist to check out, who would you recommend and why?
Really good which thing?
Album or artist?
Just one.
Or if it's
So
several.
hard.
I mean, if you haven't heard of the Raconteurs, which I'm sure you have, check them. Jack White I'm a huge fan of his. I think that's an amazing place to.
That second album is just so amazing.
Yeah.
I mean I mean maybe slightly obscure for some of you, you know, Tom Waits. Pretty much any of the things he's put out, you know, that's pretty solid.
Definitely. 16 horsepower, Nick Cave, going down that.
Yeah.
for a while.
Oh, for sure. Then more modernly, Nick Cave, Grinder Man.
Yeah,
which is,
Grinder Man.
Different style, slightly, but still.
No Pussy Blues, that's a good one.
You know, Neil Young, the old Neil Young, even the new stuff, kind of the 80s, kind of throw that under the rug a little bit, just like he does.
Black Rose, definitely closest to my heart. Those guys. There's just so many. It's hard. Right now I feel this way, but you ask me that in 10 minutes, I can tell you something different. that's just what it is.
That's how we feel right this very second.
Because we're impulsive.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Those are all really, really good recommendations. And thank you very much for
thank
taking
you.
your time today. I'm Jewelz. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you. All right. Awesome.
All right.